What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you from the app Stupid Studios. App like you got some sense. Smash the like and subscribe button. We like it when you do that here on the program. Also, you can see the social media platforms at the bottom where you can follow the show. And if you want to fund directly the madness, directly, then hit us up on the Cash App. $Vern dollars. $Vern DOLLAZ. Gonna talk a lot today. Busy sports day. Give you some early college basketball picks for my player of the year. The coach of the year, I'm sorry. Don't do player of the years. Just do coaches of the year. Phenomenal jobs coaches are doing around the country. I'll cover everything, every conference out there. Sun Belt, Mountain West, Big Ten, ACC, SEC. Just to give you a broad idea of what you could be looking at when March Madness rolls around. I'm talking to my championship game, Michigan, Washington. Also going to talk some more about the NFL and Black Monday. Coaches getting fired, GMs getting fired, a lot of movement, and then a weird Aaron Rodgers press conference that it was useless. It was no need for anybody to be there. And I don't think anybody asked questions. They were just happy to look at Aaron Rodgers for about 45 minutes on end. So we'll dive into everything when we take a quick 20-second timeout or 20-second break from another unofficial sponsor of the show. Yes, Burger King. Eat fresh. That's not even Burger King. Y'all got to give me the right cards, man. Burger King, you can have it your way. There you go. Have it your way at Burger King. Go visit the good folks down at your local Burger King. Try some of the signature Whopper series. I'm sure the sandwiches are delightful. BK, have it your way. Okay, so we'll start with the latter first. Panthers GM, he was fired. Scott Fitterer. After 3 years in Carolina, David Tepper decided that he's seen enough. And this story was covered by The Athletic, by Joseph Person. Mr. Person writes, these are David Tepper's words. As we move forward with the new direction of our franchise, I have made the decision that Scott Fitterer will no longer serve as our general manager. I appreciate Scott's efforts and wish the best for his family. Now, does Tepper have a point? And I think I even posed this question to everybody. Does Tepper have a point in letting Scott Fitterer go? And the answer is undeniably hell yes. That guy's got to go fast. But again, let's dig into the resume. Let's not just give a broad brush, because it's easy to say somebody sucks or somebody's bad, blah, 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 this and that. But let's go ahead and dig into his resume. In 2021, the Panthers were 5-12 at the bottom of the NFC South. They were not much better in 2022. They were 7-10, winning 2 more games than they did in 2021. And then this year they were 2-15. So we can see where this thing was headed. And I get it. The city deserves better. And certainly drafting Bryce Young in the draft was a start. But there's YouTube footage of the football people in the NFL draft at the combine, and they actually wanted CJ Stroud. They wanted CJ Stroud. And by the time you got to draft night, it was a different story. And I don't know if you can lay all of this at Mr. Scott Fitterer's feet because David Tepper has owned this team since 2018. So he had to sign off on all of these hires. Frank Wright, he got axed 11 games into the season. And this has been one for the ages, so to say, and Tepper is a fiery owner. He's a hothead. But again, if you want to throw this back on Scott, there's a lot of room. None of his draft picks, free agents, and signees have made the Pro Bowl. The Bryce Young deal in the draft had so many implications to it that benefited the Bears in 2024 as a result of the Carolina Panthers having the worst record in the NFL. It enabled Chicago to get the first pick. This is kind of on the Panthers. This is on the Panthers. There's no kinda. This is on the Panthers. And we'll tell you why when we take another quick 20-second break from another unofficial sponsor. Yes, Taco Bell, Live Moz. Try the $5 craving box, the cheesy burritos, the gorditas. Taco Bell, Live Moz. Okay, back to where we left off. This is the Carolina Panthers' fault because they went out and they hired Fitterer. In the first place, he's not a football guy whatsoever. He's a former minor league pitcher in baseball for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, I know how goofy this sounds, but why would you hire a baseball guy to fix a football program? Again, you can't blame Scott Fitterer for all of this. You have to lay this at the feet of David Tepper because he signed off on this hire. He was just enamored. He was, I gotta have this guy. He's not a football guy. I gotta have him. He's a brilliant mind. A baseball mind. No. He's gonna work in football. I know it. And then when it doesn't work, he was so bad. Dude, it's not serious at all. It's not serious at all. And that's no shade on Scott, first of all, because he lived his dream, he suffered an injury, and then he moved on with life. Cheers to him. Cheers to you, brother, because you did what you had to do. I can almost bet no NFL franchise, though. No NFL franchise, AFC or NFC, is hiring baseball people. And I feel like it's that Brad Pitt movie about the numbers, and people started being really stat geeks. And this does this many numbers. Football is not about that. Toss the numbers out. When it comes down to what this is another man breaking another man's will over 60 minutes. That's it. That's all this is. Push up front, protect my QB, move some people around from one end to the other. Can we do a package with my wide receivers and get them out to some passes and break somebody by running the ball? Impose our line, impose our will as a offensive line, and push people back and hurt them. That's football. You can leave the eggheads and everybody to sit there and high five, but the real guys are out there trying to hurt somebody. And that's just what this is. I'm sorry to break it to you. There's no nuance. There's no gravitas. It's just savagery. That's it. Best games around. So, as if this wasn't goofy enough, they hired Matt Rule And I don't know if anybody remembers Matt Rule, how bad he was in Carolina. But in his contract, Matt Rule had it structured so he had complete control over player personnel. So Scott couldn't even assume the reins or jump in and take over because he gave this dude so much control. So again, yeah, you can lay some of this at Scott's feet, but David Tepper is just as guilty as anybody for starting the shenanigans that are plaguing the Carolina Panthers right now. If you're not serious about the product on the field, you can't be mad at the people that you hire. Again, I'm so sick of people saying, oh, well, I'm just going to go ahead and be the rich guy and get all the smartest guys in the room. How has that worked out? It hasn't worked out. Oh, I tell you how it's worked out, 2-15. Oh, I tell you how it worked out, 7-10. I tell you how it worked out, 5-12. That's how the smartest people in the room are. If you want to improve a football team, you go get football guys. You go get them as position coaches. I'm sure there's enough out of work NFL players who are retired who can pass on some knowledge to the young kids coming in, how they want to train, take care of their bodies. This is what you want to do during the season, the food you want to eat, your nutrition. It's just not, we're going to practice 4 times and then we're going to line up and do this. I mean, it's a year-round business. Act like it. And I don't know. I think that the reason that I'm fed up is that the price of the tickets. You're experimenting at the fans' expense. Again, you're experimenting at the fans' expense. These tickets are costing an outrageous amount of money. And when you hire unserious people, and this is an experiment for 3 years, how is a family of 4 supposed to go to an NFL game and root for their favorite team if you don't buy these tickets out in front of the stadium, or you got a friend, or a hookup's a hookup, or at worst, your team is awful and you want to see a good team come to town and play them? So you got 3 years to turn in something out of nothing, and with the help of Matt Rule, Scott Fitterer turned the Carolina Panthers into an abject failure. You can't concede control, but again, what was he going to do? He went ahead and put that in his contract. He wasn't a football guy. He's a minor league baseball pitcher that you got running a football organization trying to turn this thing around. And then the trade for Bryce Young, when you all traded up, that had so many implications on it where everything fell in favor of the Bears and you turned them into a future juggernaut. But don't wait on management to grow a brain. They're still scheming on more analytics guys. Brant Tillis, Kansas City's vice president of football operations, he interviewed with the job before Fittner. But why would he come back? Tepper is a hothead. And if somebody is going to be that brazen to throw drinks in public and then raise hell with the bar staff and have these big blow-ups, he's 10 times as worse in person. That dude has cleared house like Thanos, snapping his fingers and wiping out half of his existence in that GM office. The front end of the Carolina, who wants to work in a hostile work environment? You hire me to do a job. Let me do it. But again, you hire soccer players to fix a football club, and then they just bring in any guy who wows them with numbers and Magic the Gathering cards, and then he says, "Hey, look, I got full player control." All right, I trust you because we're the smartest guys in the room. 5 and 12, 2021. 7 and 10, 2022. 2 and 15, 2023. And it's only going to get worse. They're right now having a buffer between Tepper and the people in the front office and also NFLPA. So again, why would you want to subject yourself to working for somebody who is that off the hinges, who can come in and fire anybody at will? And then he will not only fire people, but he'll probably throw something at you. This is Big Vern for App Stupid. We'll be back. We'll be back with some more sports. Again, going to talk some Michigan football, Washington football championship game. Going to cover some Mountain West basketball, Utah State. Also going to talk about Mike Woodson in the Big Ten and the great job he's doing at Indiana, considering the pieces that's out there on the board. Also, Aaron Rodgers decides to talk for no reason and have people listen to him about what the Jets need to do. And he played all of 3 minutes in his inaugural season. So, as always, share, like, and subscribe. This is your boy, Big Vern, and I'm out.